Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Layback Gamer, and I'm a little late to the party on this one, but, well, actually not really. Anyways, we are back with, well, another result from a set of gauntlets that I had ran through, and this one happens to be the Singleton Gauntlet. Now, I ran through this as a I think twice. Both times, well, I'm pretty sure one of them I actually recorded, and then the other one, the other time I did on my own. But both of them I played as support battle mage. No, not support battle mage. Just support Singleton mage, I think. It was either support or I'm thinking of a different gauntlet that I ran, because I know in the most recent one that we had in the past, not upcoming, I did a run where I played a support mage, and that was so much fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But anyways, we're back with Singleton, and I've got 3 matches for you today. And this first one, we were going up against a monk. Now, I don't exactly remember what this monk was doing, aside from the fact that he was Singleton. And as you see, we both got our sets masterwork out in relatively good time. Now he's trying to capitalize on some pilfers. I think this actually, now that I see the Enforcer, I'm 90% sure this was a move deck. I got a lot of shifting around. As you can see, he's also going to do that, giving his guy cover and giving a total of +3/+3 out. Is at that point I was kind of going, do I have Mordecai or do I not? Because at this point there wasn't really, I didn't really have a lot going for me, so I'm kind of checking, thinking, okay, what do I have in the grave? I only had a single action, so Stealer of Secrets wasn't really a good choice. In the end, I did go with Mordecai. That looks of it. Destroying the opportunity to get a free rune off of that. However, I did have the Dragon Priest mask, so I kind of said, you know what, this is acceptable. I'll take that. I can always trigger it if he decides to bust up one of my runes. I don't think he ended up breaking one of the runes. Either that or he used Javelin. No, he didn't. And I kind of said, well, that's really unfortunate. I could have used the extra 5 health, would have been nice from Dragon Priest Mask. And as you can see, he's got a Cartel Bruiser. No, without hesitating at all, to immediately toss up Orb of Vamira. And after seeing the cut purse, decided to play it. Now I don't know why I played in the left. May have been a bit of a better idea in the right. However, I guess at the time I was thinking either I could soak up the 4/4, or as we saw, I get rid of the 2/2, which, yeah, it spawns a 1/1, but has a little bit less stats that I have to worry about. And there you go, we drew Journey to Sovngarde, another card that I had added in. I don't think throughout my entire Singleton run I played Journey to Sovngarde. I don't think I played it at all. And honestly, at this point, it's not really looking good for me. Razumdar gets played. He really should have played that first. Although, the card that he's going to get from that is quite rewarding. I thought maybe if I killed him off, it would stop his effect from activating. But alas, no, he does have his own Javelin. I also stopped him from being able to get any more cards. And as you can see, we drew a Siege of Stros Mackay, which was really awesome. Though that move sucked. So yeah, he's got 11 damage on the board. Fortunately, a very well-timed Cast into Time comes out. And I also got a Piercing Javelin. So now I know he's got 1 in his deck and 1 in his hand. So effectively, we both had 2 Javelins to play with. However, I could still possibly try to go for another one with my orb, and then Cast in Time is also pretty good too. So I kind of think that making that trade there was a bit of a mistake. And of course he ran Dismantle, which blew my mind. I was like, really? You had Dismantle? So yeah, not looking really good at the moment. I'm thinking, how many characters do I have in hand? Because I'm trying to figure out, alright, how am I going to win this? Now I have to wait till turn 9 to play Siege. I could get... I think I had Mechanical Heart in the deck as well as Vivek. So at this moment I'm trying to think, okay, how do I get out of this? And here's an Apex Predator. Now this card, while great, I can't exactly trigger him at the moment. I can't trigger his effect to be able to, when he moves lanes, he deals 2 damage. Wasn't able to do that, so I'm trying to remember what I did. I think I had to play Shadowmere to trade with the 1/1 and then Staff of Ice to get rid of the Bruiser. At least cutting down the damage, because I knew that we needed to do that. Oh no, I Dragon Priest masked Morokai to get me an extra wound and 5 health. Which, now that I think about it, was probably the better play. Even though he's taken me down to 6, he would have taken me down to 4 earlier, and of course I could have been dead just to Cliff Racer. So I think the smarts in making that play, logic was there. It was a good job on me. And I drew Divine Fervor. Not the card I had wanted. Really not the card I had wanted. However, we are almost at the Siege turn. And I'm looking up the odds and going, this is not looking good at all. Especially since he just javelined Morokai. So at this moment I'm going, okay, how am I supposed to come back? I don't think there was anyway. Well, of course, what I had, essentially, there was a couple of cards left in my deck that could save me. And thinking about that, I went, okay, there's 2 left that could save. There's just, I think 2 or not 2 or 3. I had a large variety of options that could bring me back, and this is absolutely lethal. Except Dark Harvester comes in for the save the last second. He's like, I got you, bud. I will save you. And when I got that, I remember just aloud I was going, yes! Oh, I'm still alive! Dark Harvester proved to be the exact card that I needed in that situation. And of course, with my Telvanni mage powered up, we could easily take out the Caravan Enforcer. He decides to do that, I guess, to give him a little extra power so he can continue to drain. However, at this point I knew that, okay, we're kind of on borrowed time, because if he's running Tazcat or any number of charged creatures, I'm gonna die from it. I'm gonna die from just the attrition. And then there was that. So he journeyed. He didn't journey a lot back in, but he did get 2 of his charged creatures. So that was kind of unfortunate. Now that I look at it, I think I did play a support-esque single mage, or Singleton mage. Yeah, I was just checking there to see what I got. Waves of the Fallen, not the best card. However, that Apex Predator that we got earlier, and I looked at it and said this might be pretty useful, is now starting to come into play. And I debated about trading into his Khajiit, but opted not to. Instead, just allowing my guy to move over into the right so I could get some extra health. And now we're up to 8, so not quite dead to... Here, I have maybe one more turn or 2 before I guaranteed him going to die. I have a big hand though, so being able to play any of the cards in my hand be very useful, especially if I could get that Elixir Vitality out to get the extra health. And I was really happy with that. Now, Protector of the Main. Seeing that, that could spell problems, especially with the Thievery, because now I was sitting at lethal. But fortunately, I did have a Piercing Javelin, and I just drew Knight of the Hour, so I can recover some of that health. Debated for going an attack, but opted not to. Instead, I did do the smart play and not attacking. Sometimes when you're playing, when you're trying to control the field and your opponent's completely out of resources, I didn't know what he could have been running. If he had gotten, if there was even a chance he was getting a prophecy, it would have sucked. So I opted, because he doesn't have a hand, I think it would be a better idea to go after training grounds, because being able to discount by 1 at this point in the game, it's kind of pointless. And yes, I have Imperial Might in the deck. Probably one of the few occasions where Imperial Might actually proved to be rather useful. And again, no attacks made, just wanted to continuously shuffle my guy back and forth, just trying to be able to gain a little more health, because if he drew Razumdar or the Opportunist, the charged up Opportunist, I was going to be losing a lot of health very quickly. So in my mind, like, okay, I cannot let him have any creatures on the field whatsoever. Gonna Laneth, and I think I ended up picking, what was either, did I pick Heart? I think I did pick Heart. Pretty sure I picked Heart. Or maybe I debated with Cauldron Keeper to be able to trigger the Elixir Vitality twice, although in retrospect, should have probably just picked Tower Alchemist. So I was kind of decided, okay, what should I pick? And looks like I went for Mirac, which good choice. Figured, okay, if he plays a really big creature, I can Mirac it. And of course, moving back over, gain some more health. And at this point, I'm going, alright, so far, I'm in a really comfortable spot. However, it's still my game to lose. I mean, he could draw just really good, or trigger all of his prophecies, and essentially be able to load up his field. Of course, after triggering one, I probably would have stopped and taken it, evaluated the situation. As you can see, he got one of the skeletons.
Are you listening to me?
And he also picked my Tharana, which, yeah, that sucked, but it wasn't the end of the world. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, I think I've got enough to at least be able to push. So I got 13, 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, 23. I have actually 20. I have 29 damage in hand. And I was trying to think, hey, wait a second. How did he get a Tharana? But I don't know. I don't think I saw it. But I definitely did have lethal. Yeah, I did have lethal there. Shame on me for not catching that. Oh well, I guess I just wanted to play it super safe. Unfortunately, the grunt did go into the wrong lane, so I wasn't able to get my health, which was very unfortunate. However, now he had 4/4 worth of stats on the field, and even if he got, actually, yeah, Razumdar would have won in the game right there. So, if he had gotten any prophecies, I would have. If he got any prophecies off of those runes, I actually would have died. So, I guess in hindsight, you know, good on me for still thinking around that. Even though I'm pretty sure I checked his grave and he had and he didn't have any more jet. And I saw that. Okay, he's got no more javelins. So I go, all right, we're just going to trade with the grunts. Try to gain a little more health back. I'm still dead to Razumdar at this point. Come on, play the Elixir of Vitality. It's sitting in your hand. You have Elixir of Vitality. No, that definitely is my grave. So, what did I bring back? I picked Orb of Vermina. Interesting. I think I just wanted to charge up my Stealer of Secrets so that he could have. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. Probably that. All right. So if I have a really big creature, I don't have to go through as many runes. Clearly, I didn't even have to go through a single rune that game. I just won from attrition. Quite simple, very easy. Game number 2. By the way, we have one more game after this. These are going to be some pretty long games. However, the latest, the previous Gauntlet, the Retro Gauntlet, is going to be a much longer video. I think it's about a 15-minute long special, and it's only 3 games. That's the power. That was the power of support mage back when Return to Clockwork City was out. That was its power, and I'm pretty sure I did run the deck at the time. It also had a pre-nerfed Manacora too back then, so obviously it wasn't as powerful. I don't think I used Manacora actually, but we did have cast at a time. No wait, we actually didn't have cast at a time back then. Never mind. Cast at a time came just a little bit afterwards. Pardon me while I just open a drink.
Care to join me on the hunt?
And as we can see, we are going up against... I don't know what kind of archer he was. I do know that is a decent card to run in an arch deck. Crushing Blow, of course, just take care of it. Get it done, out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that. Anyways, not the best of hands. I have Mirahek, Mighty Conjuring, and Journey to Sovngarde.
Let's see if we can
Two really late game cards, and one that I would really want to get the condition met on. Lower Canton Smith, easy lightning bolt target there. Just pow and done. As you can see, we drew Dark Harvester, so no sudden 4 health gain out of nowhere. Which, sort of okay with that. Yeah, I was fine with that. But yeah, as I said, my hand not looking good at all. I mean, I am set for really, really late game, but the problem is and there's Dawn's Wrath, so I'm now just I have a and Lana. So my late game is I'm gonna have a really good late game. However, he still isn't playing cards. I think he may have, or maybe I was thinking of a different match. I might have been thinking of one of the more recent ones, but I remember going up against somebody with strength, and they were running Unstoppable Rage, and I managed to call it out. I went, this feels like a very good Unstoppable Rage moment, and managed to play around it. Either that, or I got completely trumped by it, and went, oh no. That's not good at all. Dark Harvester, really good card for this kind of format, just to suddenly come out and go, hey, surprise! It's one of those cards I feel is definitely underrated. Like, it's good in specific decks or specific formats. The Retro Gauntlet that we had, I think I ended up using Dark Harvesters in the deck, as well as the common only deck, and obviously this. That kind of troubled me. I went, oh no. Now he's got a really big boy, and I've got nothing to take care of it this time. The exception of a Laneth that I would have to use. Yeah, I looked and went, could I journey? And said, nah, that's not really worthwhile. So I wanted to keep Laneth alive so I could possibly try to Mighty Conjuring. I think I ended up picking Siege in this case, yeah. I went for Siege so that I had the chance to possibly get all my all the good cards. And the best part about this deck is there was only a single item in it, and that was Staff of Ice. And it kind of slipped my mind at the time when I picked Siege. I don't know if it did. I know a couple games it had slipped my mind that I did have a single item in the deck, so when it popped up I went, oh yeah, I forgot I put that in here. So that's it's a very big gotcha moment, because essentially I always know what item I'm going to get, and if I really wanted to, I could have also put in a Flame Javelin, which should have probably done that as well. There it went my plan to possibly Mighty Conjuring. No matter, I'm going to do this. Yep. As you can see, chucked it down, got the staff, went, okay, you're dead now. Munderstone, I kind of wish I got that first over the creatures. And Immolating Blast, which game had said, ah, you don't need to use that. And I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I don't want to use that. So, yep. Now we're in a pretty good spot. We had just played Siege. We have a Dawn's Wrath lined up for any big, massive board hits that I wanted, or massive creatures that I wanted wiped out. Immolating Blast could also do the trick, but it would run the risk of keeping it alive. Dismantle for any supports or neutrals. Morokai, in case he decided to break one of my runes, which I was really hoping that he was going to do. And of course, Mirak for taking stuff, and eventually a Mighty Conjuring too. Now I don't remember if it was this. Every time I seem to play these and go on for a couple hours, I always get called away. This one I was clearly still here for. So I found it a curious move to shout away my Cauldron Keeper, even though he really should have done that on... If he wanted to get rid of damage on the board, he should have done that with the Recruit. And I think I'm just checking my discard going, really? I've only lost 2 creatures this game? And thinking to myself, hey, you know, that's pretty impressive. I'm happy with that. I got no idea why he played that creature. He didn't have another Stone Toss or Rock Throw or whatever the card is called. Ooh, excuse me. But at any rate... Ah, you wanted to do that to play Umbra on. I see. I see what you're going. So at this choice, I had a couple options. I could play Mirak and take over the Umbra, or I could play my Imperial Might, or yeah, Imperial Might, or Imperial City, get a 1/1. Sadly, it got charged. However, it didn't live long enough to see that, and effectively, that grunt saved my Recruit. So, I mean, there's a silver lining around everything, right? I got to keep my Recruit, my opponent got foiled in the attempt, and we all live happily ever after. Well, my opponent didn't. What did I do next? I think I opted for Morokai because then I could play Mighty Conjuring on the back of it as well. And I didn't want to use Parthenax because... Oh, I cast that at the time. Fair enough. I didn't want to use Parthenax, otherwise it would have filled up my head with shouts, and it also would have discarded 2 of them. And you never know, could have gotten Soul Terror from one. Which would have been A-okay with me. Now at this point, I got my grunts. They are getting keywords, which means all it's going to take is just to get one of them to have lethal, and bam. I got myself essentially a free clear on something. And now that was pretty clever. Getting the benefit and then burning my field. So I think at this point... Yeah, okay. After draw Managora, said, yeah, that's a much better play. And I didn't mind if he broke another rune. It was fine. I kind of wanted the extra card, and now he's running low on cards. So at this point, I know with this deck that all right, once he's out of cards, I essentially can win the game, because at that point, I call the shots. And he was wise enough to not go for it, and I drew Alchemy. Now I put Alchemy in the deck for some fun shenanigans. I think I ended up losing one of the... Yeah, I lost one of the shouts, which was unfortunate because I really could have used that Fire Breath in that situation. So what did I do here? Did I end up Fire Breathing his creature? Yeah, I did. Because I went, alright, it's either that or I'm going to lose something. And then after attacking, realized, hey, you know, I probably should have held on to it. Because of the card that he could get. He ended up getting a daring cut first, so I said, alright, we'll just go to Unrelenting Force that back to the hand, and that's going to allow me to draw my card as well. And again, another grunt that I unfortunately couldn't use charge with. Very, very unfortunate. And of course, lost Parthenax. I went, nuts. That sucks. So at this moment, I knew that, alright, this is looking very much in my favor. I do want to be careful though, because he could easily win the game from here. It's still not over yet, but it is definitely 110% going in my favor so far. And there was Set's masterwork, which with a hand this big, could have possibly made some use out of it. I opted for Divine Fervor though. And a nice Lava Atronach that came with Drain. You can imagine how happy I was with that. It was a big, ooh, hello there. Now, I don't remember what happened. I think I did lose the Lava Atronach, and I believe it was to Alan Bennock, which really kind of, I was like, ugh. Either that or I just won here. Because that's really difficult to stop. You do need Elena Benalock. He went for the silence, which that took away my drain and all my other keywords. Took away Manacora, which honestly wasn't really that big of a deal. He's cursing something. I think he cursed the lava. Yep. And did he finish off? Yes, he finished off. Okay, so yep, lost all my big creatures, but at the end of the day, not a big deal, and there was a mechanical heart. So I said, alright, what do I got in my grave? And I noticed that, okay, I have a few creatures in here. Got a Lava Atronach, I got Parthenax, Manacora, a few guards and grunts. Recruits and grunts. So at this point, it would be a pretty good idea to journey to Sovngarde.
I sell cures for all ways.
Played Cauldron Keeper, and it got regen, so I decided to use it twice. And then the turn, I forget, there was a game that, I don't know if it may have been this one, but I drew a College of Winterhold. And had a really crazy time. with it. Yeah, at this point, I've won. I basically won it at this point in time. It was just a matter of whittling him down to the point where, essentially I won. I went, you know what? I'm gonna give my potion just a little extra go juice. Just really capitalize on it. Make sure that I have more than enough health to ensure that I will survive for a long time. As game over. Only thing that could have saved him at this point was a surprise lethal, Archer's Gambit, and that was not going to save him. And Unstoppable Rage. None of this is saving him. Essentially, he's got nothing left. What did I get? I got Daring Heist, which in itself is a little bit of a BM, so I went, hey, you know what? I'm going to kill a couple of this stuff and go ahead and trigger Daring Heist and go, yeah, look at my superiority. I can trigger that. Because I happen to... This was the one game where the recruits really where the grunts really shined, and it went, yep, I was able to get it. And then we have Venzin. I don't know really how to pronounce that. I don't think this is too much longer. Yeah, I think maybe another 10 minutes or so. Don't quite remember. Didn't exactly watch the clip beforehand. So, yeah. I don't know if I was trying to decide what I wanted to keep or if I would. Oh no, there I am. Yeah, I was deciding what I wanted to keep. I thought I may have I got called away again. This seems to happen a lot when I do this. Now it's time to beckon in some madness, and we got a really good one from that. If I can last to Dark Seducer, I basically have this game in the bag. Decided to hold on to Pointy Wall of Spikes, which was a really good addition to add to this deck. I don't think I originally had it, so to add it in was a good idea. Went, hey, you know what? I'm going to put up a Mundstone, because wouldn't it be hilarious if my Pointy Wall of Spikes ended up getting lethal, and I just start popping creatures left, right, and center. Wouldn't that be hilarious? And it didn't get lethal. Sadly, it did not get lethal, although if a creature... If say that a Blood Dragon were to be on 1 health and it were to attack the Pointy Wall of Spikes, it would have at least done some damage right to his face. And that was a big surprise. Like, oh, we have a World Eater's Aerie. That could be rather deadly. Well, it's a shame that Dismantle is such a good card in this format. Oh, I was like, oh no, not World Eater's Aerie. And then went, oh, thank you, deck, you have just saved me, because that Nagleaf would have been impossible to stop, at least for a few turns. I said, okay, I missed out on the free damage, the free 7 health, but putting up the Dark Seducer in the other end because I didn't want to lose it, and then of course it gets Spectred, which was a big back moment. And then of course Prophecy Lightning Bolt draws him a card. And it happened to have been a Prophecy of his own, which I wasn't going to be using that anytime soon. So yeah, it's like some of the other games that we had, it's not looking good at the moment.
Your blood stands for
I am down quite a bit of health. I do have a big hand size. I decided to Desperate Conjuring the Seducer, and I got Speaker, which was kind of exciting. So I went, alright, let's see what I can Leaf Water Blessing at least. I got Immolating Blast, which was a, you know, that's alright. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's alright. I could probably use that a bit later. And then I had that, and then that happened. And to me, that was a big, we now have a problem. Fortunately, Staff of Ice is here to save the day. With a nice little ping on the Cursed Spectre. And I drew, I drew a card off of the other rune. Said, okay, if I leave that on the field, I die. So let's not leave that to chance. And Speaker, surprisingly, is still standing after a turn. Normally normally when he enters the field, he dies. It's almost like a summoning condition. The following turn. However, he was able to live an entire turn, and sadly I had lost Laneth, but I wasn't really upset about that. I kind of was, but at the same time, it meant that Mordecai was safe, and I needed Mordecai a lot. Oh, I remember how this game ends. I remember how this game ends now. Oh, this was a dumb ending. I'm going to say that right now. But, by the way, I'm just going to put this in here before I forget. For those who are watching, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you really have. Share this video or any of my other videos to anybody who you think will enjoy my content. And of course, don't forget to have a good day. I'm not cutting this off right now, but I don't remember when this game ends. I just remember how it ended. And it ended in a very, very silly manner. Oh, there was Siege of Strauss-Mackay. But anyway, just thought I'd toss the ending in there, because when the ending of this game happens, it's going to kind of suddenly come out of the blue. And if you're not seeing where the pieces are lining up for this, you are going to. But yeah, we still have a long way to go. I'm counting, thinking, alright, so I have this, and I rallied up on Stealer's Secrets, not Did I say Eater last time? I don't know if I did. I went, oh, I can juice up the power of my Orb of Vermia and continuously get a stream of cards. So now I'm just hoping that he doesn't destroy it. And we got a Night Shadow. Which pretty good card. Pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. Yes. So he's not going down without a fight. Mordecai the Deathless comes out. Galen the Shelter. I think I quickly went upstairs. No, I didn't. I'm just watching all this happen going, oh my, you're just packing this board full of legends. There's Belligerent Giant. And I figured, okay, I gotta unsummon something. I have to unsummon something here. Okay, and chose it to be the very obvious choice there. So I'm still going face. I'm going, alright. Well, I have to kill him at some point. So we have to keep going face. And I thought I had milled him. Which is why I checked the card pool, and no, I sadly did not. Instead, I just really juiced his hand up. Fell the Mighty. He's trading. And, yup. Things aren't looking that great. However, we'll say this. Thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a Squish the Wimpy. I think is it about to happen? No, I don't think it's about to happen. Okay, nope, never mind. We're still going. We're still going. I lied. But I did a really clever play here. Okay, let's go ahead and crush that, because now I have the ability to get the Leaf Water Blessing back. And nope, didn't do anything with that. But, however, I have reached a very, very crucial point in this match. And of course he shuffled more of those in the decks. Went, oh, you just come back bigger and stronger. Alright, well, Drive Mad. That's something. Immolating Blast. I gotta hit the one guy. I had to hit the Orc. Got really lucky there. And until next time, take it easy.